Hey guys, welcome back to round three. This time we have Paulo on Briar and Don on Victor again. I think here we'll see how a staple of the format, Briar, will go up against a new hero, Victor.
Victor being one of the newer heroes coming from heavy hitters, the recent set from Flesh and Blood. This is going to be an interesting match since we're going to see how differently a new type of Guardian is able to handle a already cemented and staple character, which is Briar.
So earlier we saw Justin pilot the Victor into the prism, and it looked very close until the Victor had tempo with rounds and big attacks. I think Victor here would be able to do the same into the Briar as long as Briar does not slam a turn 0 Channel Mount Heroic.
That is right. Turn 0 Channel Mount Heroic would be devastating for Don, given that he has to block very early on. One thing I'm curious is if the Victor player here has any AB to respect the arcane damage coming from the Briar.
That's a good point, Neil. So here, the weapon Victor chooses is the Millstone and the shield. So let's wait a bit to see what armor he has.
It seems that he's running
Seems like just AB1 on the shoes.
no rune boots.
While Paolo here is running your normal setup of Grasp, Arcanite Skullcap, Snaps, and the Addict Carapace. So players here are fist bumping. It looks like Paolo's going first, setting up with a Rune Chant on turn 0.
Pitching 2 red cards. And he's just passing the turn with an arsenal. Now Don here has to work with what he's got. He wasn't given any opportunity to take out any cards from his hand and draw up to full.
I think Don here is in a good position since he did not get Channel Mount Heroic on turn 0.
Well, that is a good point. Seems that he's creating a Sonic Surge using Tech Plating.
Thinking on what else to pitch. Oh, I believe that's a CNC Marvel.
Beautiful, very beautiful art on the CNC. It's coming in for 6 damage. On hit, it will destroy his arsenal.
It's probably here presenting. Oh, here Paolo used the new card standing order. It's 0 for 4, block 3.
And since he's sinking his...
Paolo here takes 1, going down to 19.
He's sinking his arsenal, and now it's blocking for 5.
Yes. So there's a heavy hitter's new card, proving its worth against Command and Conquer. So here it looks like Don is not keeping an arsenal. I believe his last card was a block card. And if that card gets stuck in the arsenal, it would be useless.
And here, coming in for 1 arcane damage and a snatch for 4.
Do you think Paolo has a Source of Go again? Or do you think he will snaps this time?
Very likely that he's going to break snaps very early on, just so that he can make up for the loss of his arsenal and 1 card from blocking.
But let's see what kind of block Don will have.
Don mulling over if he's going to get some sort of go again. Very possible that he could also run Razor Effects.
Don here is taking the 1 arcane.
Don taking the 1 arcane.
Down to 19.
And now, whether or not he'll block for snatch.
And so here he presents 2 cards.
Expecting the on hit for snatch.
I think it's one of those clash cards. The glare
And
is
here
not...
we have them clashing.
So here looks like Don won the clash. It's a non-attack versus 10.
Yes, revealing a red thunderquake. Let's see. I think the clash that Don won was a one
Might.
for might, just might.
Oh, and one for vigor. Oh no, it's like 2 might tokens.
Ah, yeah, 2 might token. So he must have blocked with 2
Might generating.
might generating clash blocks.
Oh no, one was vigor.
One was vigor. I see.
Oh,
Surge.
vigor pops. Surge pops.
And I believe he's trying to play a debilitate. Is that what I see in his hand?
Or the new heavy hitters card, Prime to Fight.
Prime to fight. Ah, that's right.
Yep.
Here we have it. Prime to
I
fight.
believe this is for 11, if I'm not mistaken.
Double champ cash in on that.
Oops.
And now both players are talking about the effects for this new card here.
This new card here is swinging for 11. It's 11 because it's pumped by the might, and it's pumped by vigor. So now this becomes a very efficient one card 11. So Paolo here contemplating if he should start blocking. So surprisingly, even though Victor's a guardian, he can easily present tons of damage from winning clashes and huge attacks.
And that's a very interesting insight on how Vigor works. I believe that Victor is very much leaning towards the more defensive side of the traditional Guardian matchup, which is essentially it has been Bravo for the longest time.
But unlike Bravo, Victor can present overpower and just raw damage. Bravo, on the other hand, presents on hits. So there's a difference there between
That's
the two
true.
guardians. So here, Paolo looks like he's sinking. Choosing to sing. Not choosing to sing. Auto blocking for 8, taking 3.
Taking 3.
Paolo down to 16.
There we have it.
So let's see what kind of offense Paolo can present. So here is a Bramble Spark, revealing an Earth card. Next attack gains +3, and deal 1 arcane.
And so Don Nair now has to figure out if he's going to take that 3 damage or he's going to Arcane Barrier. It doesn't seem like he's going to Arcane Barrier, so Don will take 1. And he's now presented a
Ravenous
Ravenous
Rabble
Rabble
7.
or 7. And go again. Don here contemplating whether this is a good block.
So on hit, Briar generates an embodiment, giving her non-tap actions +1.
So here he took 1 arcane damage down to 18. And he's choosing to block 6 damage, physical damage from the
Here
Ravenous
it
Rabble.
looks like Dawn has flipped a trounce, and he's cashing in the gold so that he can reset the clash.
Here, they seem to have tied. Or no.
Dawn has
Don
won
has
this
won.
clash this time. He cashed in his shield, the Arm Aegis, which is technically a gold.
And now he was able to reroll his flash and win against a Exude Confidence off the top.
Yes. Now they're exchanging.
Now doing
shots.
another clash. And
So here, it looks like Dawn has won both flashes and creates a couple of might tokens and vigor tokens and gold tokens. That's a lot of value for 2 cards.
exactly. Imagine getting 2 cards out of your hand and still getting 1 draw out of the gold generated. It's very big block for Dawn.
So let's see here if Paolo can keep up the offense and extract as much value.
Pitching a
And exude
Exude
confidence just
confidence.
for a set of 1.
2 damage, 2 physical damage, and 2 arcane. And Dawn seems to be
Maybe
pitching
winning.
a
Dawn down to 17.
and he's blocking the physical damage from Zerathorn. Going down to 17.
It looks like Dawn only kept 1 card. I'm not sure if it would be enough to. Oh, no.
Having-
I'm not sure if it would be enough to attack with a card. Oh yeah, it looks like
Seems
there's
he's
gonna be a
just
hammer.
using his hammer. Hammer for 5?
Yes, hammer for 5.
Very unfortunate turn for Dawn, given that he had so many tokens going on for him. Now he's forced to use just the hammer to be able to swing back. However, it's still good value for Dawn, given that he's able to use the might tokens that he generated the previous turn. Now let's see how Paolo is going to block with this. He has a earth the earth token. So he'll have +1 in his non-attack actions.
So let's see if Paolo will present big enough block to prevent the on-hit effect. Paolo considering his options. Here he decides to go for the Skull Tap.
Fully blocking 5 damage and denying Dawn of his ability to clash. Now we'll see Paolo start with his turn.
I believe Paolo arsenaled a blue Earth Surge with another blue. Swings Scar for a Scar. I believe this is for 7.
7 and go again.
Oh, no, sorry. 9 go again.
Dawn blocking with 3 cards.
Right here, I believe Paolo ends with the Rosetta Thorn. With 1 card in hand and 1 floating.
There you go.
2 and 4.
Blocking with tectonic plating.
Dawn takes 2 down to 15. So here at this point, I believe Dawn is waiting for other clash cards to block with so that he can generate value from clashing. But for now, it looks like he's just gonna swing hammer.
Very interesting tactic from Dawn. Seems to be a complete opposite from what we've already seen from Justin's side back in round 1.
Yeah, Justin back in round 1 is very aggressive with forcing to pump, with forcing clashes and jamming 10 attacks to whittle down the opponent. This time, Dawn's build, on the other hand, looks like to be more slower and controlled pace of game, waiting for the perfect opportunity to jam those big attacks.
Let's see if Paolo here will consider allowing Dawn to clash with 1 card. This is Hammer coming in for just 4.
I think at this moment, I don't think fatigue will be possible since Paolo hasn't played any Channel Mount Heroics. And I think it would be fine for this first hit to clash, as I believe Paolo still has a lot of gas in his gun.
That's right. Don has already lost one point of block from his armor, so he has to be able to respect the possibility of Paolo drawing a channel Mount Heroic. Another good possibility that might happen here is if the hammer hits and it reveals a channel Mount Heroic off the top of Paolo's deck. That's one less channel Mount Heroic for him to worry about. Here, Don loses the clash due to revealing what I believe is an Oasis response.
Yes, an Oasis Respite, and Paolo is revealing another Earthlore Surge, blue, I believe. So it looks like Don is discussing with the judge what options he has with flashing. So it looks like Don chooses to destroy his gold to reroll the flash.
Using Victor's ability.
And looks like he topped a Macho Grande.
That will win him the clash, generating a gold token. If I remember the card correctly.
I don't think so, Neil. He didn't make a gold.
Oh, he didn't.
But he destroyed the blue Earthlore Surge. Another Earthlore Surge presented by Paolo. And an Arcane Crackle without Go again. I believe Don is presenting an Arcane Crackle for 6 and 1 Arcane. So since Arcane hit, an embodiment of Earth.
Don goes to 14, taking the 1 arcane damage.
And fully block 6. Dawn down to 4. So it looks like Paolo's playing a very slow game. I think he's trying to chip in damage and trade cards value until he reaches his CMH turn. Oh, here, Dawn looks like he just swing the hammer again for 4.
Paolo considering his options and whether he'll give him this opportunity to clash. Seems like he used a
Fully covered up with Sync Below.
Sink Below. Again, denying another clash for Don.
If I'm not mistaken, that was a plunder run.
Starting off with a plunder run. And attacking with
A Scar for a Scar.
Scar for Scar.
7 go again.
Here, Don's blocking with 2 cards.
Clashing.
Clashing.
It's like Dawn.
Choke Slam, winning against a Enlightened Strike.
Another Ravenous Rebel for 4.
And I think this is one of the challenges with fighting a Briar as a Guardian. Briar can go so wide with all the sources for Go again. Here we can see that he's already two chain links high and still has enough resources to be able to hit with the Rosetta Thorn.
So here, Don contemplating on his crack path. It's like here he's offering his armor.
Seems to be blocking with this tonic plating and balance of
New
justice.
legendary helmet. Balance of Justice. Oh, and he's ending with the Rosetta Stone.
Don blocking both the arcane and the physical.
With an Oasis Respite. So here I believe Don is gonna hammer again for 4. So here, Don's really playing a slow and controlled pace. He's not allowing much damage to leak, and he's always threatening on hits with his hammer.
And Paolo now has to decide whether he'll give up one card from hand or he'll give up an armor. Seems like he's choosing to block with the Arcanite Skullcap. He's blocking for one, and
Swarming Gloom.
once again denying the clash.
So here, let's see what Paolo does with this hand. We haven't still seen a Channel Mount Heroic. I think Paolo's waiting on that card to completely pivot the game. Let's see what attack he will present.
Starting us off with a
Sonata Arcanix.
revealing 3 cards.
So here he is able to hit. He draws one. And he's here Don is choosing to think to block the damage. Let's see if he will. So here Paulo chooses to choose Overpower from the Sonata Arcanix trigger.
And Dawn is using Arcane Barrier to block.
To pay for the AV.
Yes. Blocking 1 arcane damage.
So here it looks like Paolo's hand consists of Nimbalism and the Knee Strike and the newly drawn Overpower. I believe it's an Overpower. That Monarch common gets dominated.
We have Paolo reading the Sonata Arcanix coming from... Sorry, Dawn reading the Sonata Arcanix. Starting us off with a Nimbalism. Generating the Embodiment of Lightning.
So here, an Knee Strike for... Let's see what mode he chooses. So I think it's 5, go again.
No, he drew a card. So
He has to go again from the
Embodiment of Lightning.
Embodiment of Lightning.
And he's choosing to get more value.
Oh, this is for 8.
Yes, because it's buffed up by the Nimbalism. And let's see how Dawn will respond.
So here, Dawn fully blocks with his armor. Fully covering up the 8.
He's blocking with the Clash card, so he's doing a Clash.
Looks like he won the clash. He presented the 6 versus Paolo's 5.
He's creating a Might token. 2 Might tokens.
And looks like Paolo is ending with a Rune Chant and Rosetta Thorn.
Rune Chant into 3 arcane damage and 2 physical.
So here, I believe Dawn is thinking about blocking.
So he's pitching first for the Rune Chant. Just making clear that he's blocking the Rune Chant first. And he seems to have taken 2 arcane, and
Rosetta Thorn and 2 physical.
2 physical risen.
Dawn is now at 10. So here, another Miller's Grindstone for 5. Those Might tokens are starting to get annoying for Paolo. Presenting...
I think that's a Miller's Grindstone for 6. It's because he had 2 Might tokens.
These Onnits are getting more annoying for Paolo.
Yeah, imagine having to cover up 6 damage even after all that, all the pumps that you put up into 2 attacks. This is one of the challenges with beating a Guardian. They're just able to block pretty much everything that you throw at them.
Here Paolo says no blocks. He goes down to 6.
And we are choosing to do a flash,
Here.
which
So here, Paolo goes down to 6. And I believe this is the CMH turn, Neil.
yeah,
I think-
you wouldn't be taking 6 damage for free just like that.
Yes, I believe Paolo has CMH in his hand.
And now with that information, Don has to prepare for the onslaught that comes with channel Mount Heroic.
Oh, this is not Channel Mount Heroic, I believe. But okay, creates a rune channel. It's Nimbalism, okay.
Nimbalism.
Oh, here he plays an Exude Confidence for 7. So, special thing with Exude Confidence is the defending player cannot play defense reactions into this chain link. So if Don had any defense reactions prepared, they are now turned off by this card.
Now Don has to think and guess how if Paolo has another blue card in his hand to be able to pump up Exude Confidence.
So here, pitch looks covered. 6 is block. Don takes 1. I see Jamie. Ooh, wait. Don takes 1.
And now
Down to
to
9. Oh, and Paolo's Arsenal's a card.
Very interesting turn of events here. And here we have Don swinging back for 4.
If Paolo takes this, then this would be his last turn to survive.
Sorry, it's swinging in for 5 because he had a might token.
So let's see if Paolo can close out the game here before he dies to the Miller's Grindstone. So looking at Paolo's hand, it looks like he just finally drawn the Channel Mount Heroic. Is it too late, Neil? Has he been Grindstoned? Oh, it looks like he's blocking with it. It blocks for 4 since it's an embodiment. I think Don should be very happy here, since he's seen one of the strongest cards in the game go away.
And Paolo is able to fully block, unfortunately having to sacrifice Channel Mount Heroic. And let's see how he's able to recover given that. Starting us off with an Enlightened Strike. Very likely going for 5 and go again.
Let's see what mode he chooses. Looks like it's go again.
Yes.
So here, Don.
And Non's still ruminating if he's going to give any more cards for this. He seems to be blocking with two cards. Fully blocking the Enlightened Strike.
Here comes the Snatch for 4, threatening a breakpoint.
Threatening a breakpoint and threatening the use of his Snapcasters. Or Snapdragons, rather.
That's a different card game, Neil.
Totally different card game.
So here, it looks like he blocks 6, preventing the Snap Dragon's spawn hit. Reaction. Ultimate value from Briar.
And with Gon just fully passing the turn.
Okay, here I think it's Paolo's moment. He has finally drawn the Channel Mount Heroic with the blue. Here comes
Here
Channel Mount Heroic.
Mount Heroic.
Here comes the pain.
The moment he's been waiting for.
So here comes 7 go again.
Let's see how Don will react.
Looks like the writing's on the wall for Don.
Don's blocking 6, taking 1.
So here Don has lost. Oh, sorry.
Don is
Paolo has lost both clashes. And Don was able to refill his hand.
However, Paolo is able to create the embodiment of Earth.
So let's see if Paolo can present enough damage so that Don. So let's see what other attack Paolo has. So it's also another attack for 7.
And here we have Don simply blocking for, I
I
believe,
believe Don should be down to 6.
down to 6.
Wait, let's see what the officials.
Ah,
So- Okay. So here, Charmal Thrower stays on the board because of embodiment of Earth. Sorry. Let's see if Don can present a big enough attack this turn, which forces Paolo to block the discards.
it seems that Don was able to win a Trounce turn last turn, so he's going to cash in that value from the Might and the Vigor. And simply swing in with
Don
another.
was not able to find that big attack. But here, you see Don is floating 2 mana. You think it's Pummel Neil?
I very much guarantee it's a pummel in his arsenal right now.
I think that's what Guardians do all the time, Neil.
Yeah.
Threaten Pummel.
Now here, Paolo has to think. Will he overblock for 10 damage or 9 damage?
110.
Let's see if
And here we have it.
Paolo's checking the graveyard for Pummel, and he got it. Well
That's
played.
the game.
Well played. Looks like Victor takes the game off of Briar. Pummel done it. That's done it.
Pummel just did the job right there.
Looks like Paolo's Channel Mount came out too slow. Dawn was able to stem the bleeding up until those Channel Mount turns, and by then Paolo's taken too much hammer hits, making it a non-factor in this game.
To Paolo's credit, though, he was able to do a lot of damage before his Channel Mountain Heroicas hit. If he had only had enough more life to be able to take the pummel turn, he would have been able to defeat Dawn with the next turn of attacks. However, it was already too late and he has taken too much damage to be able to recover from all the times that he's been hit by hammer.
That's it, guys, for round 3. See you again for round 4. Bye.